Welcome again. It's Professor Guerra Pujol, and I welcome you again to Legal and Ethical Environment of Business. We're talking about contracts and what makes an agreement, a promise, legally enforceable. And notice this is a question separate from morality, right? Morality, you make a promise, you have a moral duty to perform. But what I'm asking is, when are there legal consequences for non-performance? And here we're really focusing on the creation of a legally enforceable or legally binding contract. And as I alluded to in my previous short video, whether it's in writing or not really just depends on the type of contract that we're dealing with. And unless we're dealing with a real estate transaction or a contract for the sale of goods over a certain value, $500 as per the Uniform Commercial Code, there's no legal requirement that an agreement be in writing. Now, however, the law does require that an agreement satisfy four elements, or that four conditions be met. So if you're a plaintiff, you're the Winklevoss twins, and you're trying to allege that somebody, a fellow classmate, made a promise to you, made an agreement, and breached it, this is what you're going to have to show. Now, the first thing is that there is an agreement. In the movie version of the Social Network, Jesse Eisenberg, who plays Mark Zuckerberg, says, "I'm in." Right? There seems to be an offer and acceptance. Seems to be here's an offer. Do you want to work with us on this website? This will help rehabilitate your reputation. If we make money, we all make money. And Zuckerberg seems to be, or Jesse Eisenberg, who plays Zuckerberg, seems to be really excited about this. Yeah, I'm in. Let's do this. So offer and acceptance. Now, if we were to go into the common law and UCC, we'll see there's a whole web of rules dealing with offer and acceptance. Specifically, I don't even want to go into those rules since this is an introductory survey course. The main point is that the offer and acceptance have to be, truly voluntary. It has to be a consent. There can't be duress, coercion, that kind of thing. So I'll keep it at that level as long as there's an offer. And by the way, offer has to be definite, concrete. And there has to be an acceptance. The acceptance, it can be a handshake. It can be, signature on a written document. It can be a nod, yes. But as long as there's some kind of physical, some kind of manifestation of objective consent, we have offer and acceptance. But the main thing is, and I think that's intuitively correct, I think we can understand that. Capacity, a formal requirement that the parties to a contract be of sound mind and of legal age. Now, what's interesting about capacity, and I think that's easy enough to understand. For example, at the time that the real-life Mark Zuckerberg made some kind of agreement with the Winklevoss twins, he was 19 years old, or 18 years old plus a few months old. He was born in 1982, and in May of 1982, and these events take place in 2000 and fall of 2003, winter 2004. So he's of capacity there, and so most states have this sort of bright line rule that, if you're 18, will deem you have sound mind. So if you want to prove that somebody above 18, especially maybe an elderly person, is not of sound mind, you're going to have to bring in additional evidence, because the presumption is that if you're over the cutoff, you're of sound mind. And if you're not, if you're below the cutoff, the 18, you're not. Now, I will tell you, minors can enter into agreements. The main caveat here is that upon the age of majority, they have the option to either ratify the agreement or back out of the agreement they made as a minor. This is why a lot of businesses, when contracting with minors, may get some adults, some guardians, some parents to co-sign with the minor in those special types of contracts. Interestingly, Facebook, if you look at the terms of use, Facebook allows persons as young as 13 years old to join the service and use Facebook. And, those are minors. And so it'd be interesting, right? One could imagine some legal issues being raised that can a minor really consent to Facebook using their data. I will tell you some of the cases I've seen in this area say, well, minors, if you're using the site, that's, you're consenting to it. Even if you decide to back out after you're 18 by stop using the site, so it's really a novel issue. We'll see how this plays out over time. But now we've talked about agreement and capacity. In my next video, I want to talk about the other two requirements to have, or elements of a legally binding contract: lawful purpose or lawful object, and consideration. So again, I thank you for your attention, and Be back soon.